Hi everybody, 27th of April, another day in my life of how I'm now coping with the loss of my wife due to Parkinson's, and recently obviously the loss of our other son. Thanks for all your messages and condolences, really much appreciated, thank you. I slept fairly well last night, considering all, and getting to the gym this morning certainly helped. It really did. It really did. I spoke to Wayne's girlfriend yesterday. Obviously she's in bits. And she did say, she's had a call to say that they want to do further checks on Wayne. I couldn't understand why. So anyway, I ended up phoning the hospital, I don't like saying the word, the mortuary. They give me the number for the coroner's office. Anyway, I spoke to really nice lady there, and she said no, they've still not done the scan check first. They do some sort of like a CT scan, and then if they obviously things show up, that's fine. If they don't, if nothing shows up, then that's when they need to do further investigations, which I think is like a polite way of saying a post-mortem. Anyway, so I've put my number and my name in the loop. I said, try to contact me first now rather than Wayne's girlfriend, because she's in bits, so they said they've spoke to her once, but they've also tried 2 other times and not managed to get hold of her. So we don't need to do, being held up like that. So I've took that on my shoulders. They said by the end of this week they should have done the scan. So I'm hoping it don't have to go any further than that. I don't want it dragging on. I'm not being selfish, but I don't want it dragging on. I mean, my holiday's not for a month away yet, but granddaughter's going away. That's a big holiday book. There's 2 or 3 families all going. She's going on the 26th of May. So I could do with it all being done and dusted by then. I know. Someone suggested that I go back and watch a few of my videos from when Angie first left us, so I can listen to how grief's going to work. But I mean, it's new, it's still new to me, so I don't need to do that. I'm well aware how grief is going to come and work on me, and but this is a different sort of grief. This is a different sort of grief. Remember, I've done this one once anyway, so I know. And grief for Angie and grief for Wayne are 2 completely different sorts of grief. Completely different. They really are. I've just got into auto mode, and I'll just decided I'll deal with stuff as it comes to me. I know that's the best way. I learnt that from the early days with Angie. No point in worrying about this, that and the other, and then I'll deal with it, I'll just deal with it as it comes, the issues that come with everything, and the grief thing, in the day, different days. So, hey, grief, bloody hell. I said last night that life throws at you only what it knows you can handle. But how does it know that I won't let the loss of Wayne, after everything else, drag me down some hollow pit? Because it could very easily do, couldn't it, when you think about it? Especially after losing Angie only 7 months ago, tomorrow. Her anniversary is tomorrow, 7 months tomorrow, when she left us. And it's exactly a year tomorrow when I did my first video. 28th of April last year, and Angie left us on 28th of September. 7 months tomorrow, so not only got, you got all that, then we lost Ches, Angie's sister's fella, only the other week, well last month, wasn't it? Then I've lost my cousin. She'd got the all clear from cancer, and it's just come back and took her. So I'm going to that funeral on May the 10th. And then I lost a friend whose funeral it was today. I was supposed to be going, but I didn't end up going. And I'm gutted about that, but it would have been a bit much because everybody had been coming to me as well. And the day's not about me, the day was, about Liz. So it wouldn't have been fair, neither anyway, but it'd have been hard to do anyway. From me personally, It's not going to drag me down. Definitely not going to drag me down because I'm too strong to allow that to happen. I really am, but it's certainly testing my mental strength with all what's been thrown at me lately. It's certainly testing my strength. But I'm strong. I'm too strong for it. I won't. It's not. It won't drag me down. It won't. Really won't. I got out this afternoon. Had a coffee and a scone in the cafe. Again, I had a really good chat with a mate while I sat outside the cafe, just chatting. It just makes it just light-hearted, laughing and joking, and as well as the how are you type of thing. It just really helps. It really helps when you can switch your mind to a bit of normality and and a bit of laughing and joking. Like I've said, laughter and humour's been my medication all my life. It really has, and it really does help. It makes a difference. It stops you from just looking up at that dark cloud over you all the time. So, and I went for a really, really, really long walk along the promenade, one way and then back again, and past and then back again. Proper long, fast, brisk walk. And it really does help, that. It really does help. I couldn't do that if I still lived where we lived before we moved over here to the coast. Or if you lived anywhere inland, and you can get out for a walk. But there's just something about water and the sea air. It really does. It just allows me, you hear other people talking about it. It just allows me to walk and think and answer my own questions in my head. Asking myself and talking to myself and finding the solutions to it. And, I just sort of realised today that enjoy today and appreciate what you've got, because you never know what's coming. And when you think about what you've got is a lot. It might not seem it like it sometimes, and sometimes life will test you. And it's certainly bloody testing at times. It has been testing me for the last 12 months. But I just try to think of the positives more than the negatives. I've always sort of done that. Glass half full rather than glass half empty. Be sad by all means when you're grieving, and cry and shout and scream if you need to. But don't be doing it all day. At some point you need to put your head up, put your shoulders back, give your head a wobble, and then push through to the next day. And push through to the next day. Hey, bloody hell. I'm going to leave it at that. If you please, thanks for your donations and all. I'm a couple of quid short of 1,500 quid, I think, but I have upped my target to 2,000 quid. So if you have donated, again, thank you very much. And if you've not and you're thinking of doing, please go on my profile page and click on the link, the Just Giving link. It'll take you to the page, and you can just follow the instructions. It's easy enough. Much appreciated. Even if you just donate £1. Like I keep saying, if 4,200 followers, if I got £1 off everybody, that'd be great. Go towards this Parkinson's UK walk I'm doing in July. In July. I might think of doing another one, depending on what the outcome of Wayne's scans and post-mortems are. Anyway, I'll worry about that further down the line. And at the moment, I'm just more concerned of raising money for the Parkinson's now. So again, yeah, thanks very much. Please press your like buttons, follow me, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, repost these videos on for me, and I will do another one tomorrow. So as per usual, you take care now. Bye.